Welcome back everyone to the channel. My name is Devin and today we're going to be talking about the new movie, Five Nights at Freddy's. In today's video I'll be going through a non-spoiler review, giving my full review and analysis of the movie, and then we'll be talking about the ending and some spoilers, so let's get started. Now, while making this video, it is Thursday night, it is opening night for Five Nights at Freddy's, and it is currently at 31% on Rotten Tomatoes with a rotten score, and I would just like to say I completely disagree with this score. To preface this, I've played Five Nights at Freddy's a couple times here or there over the last couple years, but I have not been a giant, huge fan of the game. I thought it was really fun, I just haven't got into it. I know that there are many Five Nights at Freddy's fans who are looking forward to this movie, so personally from my perspective I cannot give a real opinion of if the gamers will love it, but I can say that as a standalone movie, this movie was really great. As someone who does not know much about Five Nights at Freddy's games, this movie stood alone and I thought it was a great thriller and horror movie. I would call this movie more of a thriller movie though. This movie was not very scary at all. There are a couple small jump scares, but besides that, it just has an eerie, creepy Halloween feel throughout the entire movie, which I really enjoyed. It is not super scary at all. On a scare meter, I'd probably put it at like a 3, but it was good when it came to being a thriller. Now, if you're new to the channel, I try and review and explain all of the new horror movies coming out, and I do this with a unique system using an acronym of my name, Devin. Starting off with D, it is Devin's rating of this movie. I would give this movie a solid 8 out of 10. It does a really great job as a PG-13 movie. It is for kids that they can go see with their parents before Halloween this weekend, and it's also for adults as well. It is not that gory. There are some gore at times, but that's why they couldn't go R-rated, but I see how they came to a PG-13 rating for this movie. I think this movie does live up to the expectations and the hype. Now for the next letter in my name, E, it's the emotional connection to the characters. Did I feel emotionally connected to them? And I would say yes. Josh Hutcherson is phenomenal in this movie. He's one of my favorite actors. I've been following him ever since he was a young actor in Zathura, Bridge to Terabithia, so many movies, and he's still got it even after all the Hunger Games days. He plays the character of Mike, who has a lot of struggles going on at the same time. He can't pay his bills, he has his sister who he is taking care of, and then he's also fighting his aunt who wants custody of his sister. He gets a job at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza as a security guard, and then from there, things start to go a little downhill and get kind of shaky. Another character who I absolutely loved in this movie was Matthew Lillard's character, but I will not go much into that until later on in this video. The character of Vanessa, who is the police officer in the movie, did a great job as well. She was suspicious throughout the entire movie, and you kind of knew something was up, which was a little bit predictable. Now for the next letter in my name, V, it is value. Is this movie worth watching in theaters? I would say 100% yes. This movie is definitely one that you have to see in theaters. I saw it in the Dolby Cinema at AMC. I think it was $12 for my ticket on a matinee at $3.45. But once you get up $19, $20, $25, I think that's too expensive to see any movie sometimes, so I try and see the matinees, or I do go at night because I have AMC A-list, but I think it is worth seeing. Now the next letter in my name, I, is the movie predictable and does it take away from the plot? I would say no. I love this movie because I didn't know where it was going at times. I thought it was going to go a lot towards the game, but then it kind of took a route of a thriller, of Mike trying to find his brother and find his brother's killer, and then there were so many dream sequences in this movie, and those were some of my favorite parts of the movie. Mike thought that if he could dream about his brother's disappearance every night, that he would somehow remember some little detail that would lead him to finding his brother's killer. I'm not going to say more about the animatronics until later on in this video, but I love those animatronics and I thought that the practical effects of them were great as well. So the movie was not predictable and I was looking forward to seeing what was happening next, and that's something rare that I see in movies nowadays. I feel like I always know what's going to happen when I see a movie. Now for the end in Devin, is it something that I've never seen before, and I've never seen something like this before. It was a very unique movie. I felt like I hadn't seen anything like this before, and I personally loved it. It did a great job of bringing together a horror video game with a thriller movie and combining it in a very unique way. Some gamers may not like this, some will, but for anyone who's going to see the movie, if you've watched or played Five Nights at Freddy's, you will be in for a treat. Now let's talk about spoilers and the ending of the movie Five Nights at Freddy's. You have been warned. If you have not seen the movie, click off now and come back later. Throughout the entire movie, Mike is facing several challenges, the first one being keeping his sister and the custody of her away from the aunt. The aunt tries to terrorize him, hiring people to babysit as well as break into Freddy's during the day. All these people though were killed by the animatronics, and I personally loved that scene. Another issue is that he cannot keep a job, and it all stems from a traumatic experience as a kid when he lost his brother when he was kidnapped. When he is offered a job by Steve Raglan, played by the talented Matthew Lillard, he takes it at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza as a security guard. While on security, strange things begin to happen and he starts to have dreams involving children, and he's trying to find out exactly what happened to his brother, and these children run away from him at first. Vanessa, a police officer, stops in to check on the security guard and says that he won't be here soon. Vanessa continues to visit here or there, but one day he has to bring his younger sister. Abby had lost her mother and her father could not take care of her anymore, so Mike was the only family that she had. She sleeps over at Mike at Freddy's, and while he is asleep, Vanessa finds the animatronics and they all start tickling her in a circle. While this is happening, Mike is having the same dream that he has over and over again of his brother being taken, but there are children in this dream and they are asking what he will do to get his brother back. And Mike says anything. Now, although it seemed a little bit cringy at first, I knew that this was just building suspense and something was wrong here. The next night, Vanessa, Abby, and Mike all build like a fort with all the animatronics. They're all getting along, but something is up. That night, while playing with the animatronics, Abby was electrocuted after touching one of the guitars. I knew that something was up with Vanessa the entire movie, but when he is told that if he ever brought Abby back there that Vanessa would shoot him, I knew that something was very, very wrong with her. Earlier on in the movie, Vanessa revealed that there were children who went missing at Freddy Fazbear's but never said anything else. They all soon realized that these were the ghosts of the children controlling the animatronics. Mike, knowing that he had to do something and that these ghost children could help him find his brother, decided to go back and left Abby with his aunt. He picked up his sleeping pills once again and went to sleep. When he was in the dream, however, it wasn't the same dream that he kept having. His brother was alive and the picnic continued at the park. His parents, who were manipulated by the children of the ghost, told him that he should give Abby up to them. And Mike says yes, which was a huge mistake. After this happens, Mike is stabbed and slashed by all the kids, and these were really the animatronics hitting him in his sleep and hurting him. When he wakes up, he is in the contraption, about to go into the Freddy Fazbear suit, but he is able to escape. When one of the animatronics is about to kill him, the door opens and it ended up being Vanessa, and she brought him to a police aid headquarters, I believe. It is here that Vanessa tells Mike everything that is wrong with Freddy's and the truth. Vanessa reveals that it is not just the spirits of the kids that are taking over the animatronics. Their bodies were placed inside of all the animatronics by her father. Her father was not only William Afton, the man who had taken all of the kids' lives and put them in the animatronics so the police would never find out what exactly happened. He was the man who killed Mike's brother Garrett. Freddy then leaves the pizzeria and shows up at Abby and Mike's house, kills the aunt, and takes Abby in a taxi back to Freddy's Pizza. Vanessa then tells Mike how to defeat her father and the other animatronics with electricity. Mike then heads to Freddy's to save his sister. He is able to electrocute multiple animatronics, but that is when the Yellow Bunny, William Afton, Matthew Lillard himself, is revealed to be the villain. Steve Raglan, the counselor who gave him the job earlier on in the movie, was really William Afton, the man who had kidnapped and killed his brother, as well as all the kids, all along. Now, Vanessa knew everything that had happened, and being a cop, it's kind of weird that she didn't turn him in, but he most likely threatened her, or maybe it's just because it was her father that she felt a connection to him. If anyone else knows why she may not have turned him in, let me know in the comments. One of my favorite scenes in the movie was the reveal of the Yellow Bunny fighting Mike, and then when Matthew Lillard took the animatronic head off and revealed, he had some of the best acting in the entire movie. Vanessa then shows up as well and shoots her father in the chest before being stabbed. I forgot to mention that the spirits of the other animatronics, the ghost children, are influenced somehow by Matthew Lillard's character, but they don't really explain why too much. He just has this control of them because he took away their memories, and the only thing that they remember is the drawings on the wall, and that shows that they are friends with the Yellow Bunny. This makes him their leader, but when Abby draws a new drawing and puts it up on the wall, showing that he really killed them all, they turn on him. After getting attacked by a few of the animatronics, the spring locks inside of the Yellow Bunny's costume begin to go into Matthew Lillard's character's skin. The spring locks continue to go into his body, killing him slowly. Freddy Fazbear's Pizza begins falling apart and collapsing, and Mike grabs Vanessa, grabs Abby, and they are able to escape, but Vanessa ends up being in the hospital, unconscious, most likely in a coma, and we are not really told what happens to her. Maybe we'll get a Five Nights at Freddy's 2 that confirms what happened to her. So let me know in the comments, do you think William Afton will come back in Five Nights at Freddy's 2 if there is another movie? Who knows if there will be another movie? I would love to see another twist on this. I thought it was a great movie. So let me know in the comments, what do you think? I respond to every single comment, and subscribe for more videos like this. I'm also on TikTok. I post movie facts and movie details every single day. We're almost at 1 million followers. So if you're new to my page, thank you for checking this out, and thank you for watching today, and I hope you have a great rest of the day.